One never knows why they start picking again. And Jasmine's been on medicine. It's been totally effective for over a year. And she just started picking again. So you'll see she's in this collar. This is the short collar. This is to stop a bird. It has only really one purpose, or two actually. It's going to stop them from picking here. She doesn't do that. She picks right here in the center of her chest. Okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is look, it's just a tiny little spot. Okay? Just a tiny spot. So the first thing I have to do is put a little bit of silvadine on it. So I don't like to see them in restraints. And I know a lot of people would rather see a bird in restraints than see a bird take medicine. I'm not sure why. That's like saying I have a psychotic child and the child beats its head against the wall, but I'd rather see them with a collar around their neck than a medicine to stop them. It makes them feel better so they don't do it anymore. The first thing I got to do is put a little silvadine on this area. And again, this is veterinary approved medication. She's got a little scab there, not much. About 1 millimeter in diameter. Caught her early. You watch these guys like a hawk, right? Right, baby? So she's been on just 0.11 milliliter of the medicine. Now she's on 0.20. And obviously, now here's the reason you don't want to keep them in a collar. With this particular collar, it restrains her from reaching her chest or her upper wings. That's all it does. And it's been effective, right? But I want to get her out of that as soon as I can, but I can't get her out of it until that spot is healed. So she's on, not only is she on haloperidol, she's also on meloxicam, which is an anti-inflammatory. Try to get that area so it isn't sensitive anymore, but until that area is healed, she has to wear the collar. Once it's healed, I take the collar off, and if she goes back to picking, which is really obvious, you watch her, she'll bend her head over and start going at her chest. If she goes back to it, then I have to put the collar back on, medicate the area, and repeat the process, increasing the dose. But she's on 0.2 of halo, which is a really high dose, and she just got it about half an hour ago, so this is the full effect of what you're going to see. It hasn't changed her behavior. She's not even acting sleepy, are you? No. No. She's not trying to pick. You're just a good girl, you know that? You're just a good girl. She's a sweet girl. I hate to see this happening. We never know exactly, well, I can't say exactly. Sometimes if you have major tumult in your house, let's say you have, you're doing construction or something, or you have people living with you visiting that you haven't had before, that may cause a problem. It may be just some object you put in the room. I think this is mostly because I'm seeing a bunch of mating behavior. A lot of people will say they're hormonal, but unless you can do a blood test, you don't know that, right? So when they start having behavior that makes it obvious that they're trying to mate, then you have issues. She was trying to dig up the paper at the bottom of her cage, which is under the bars, trying to reach down there and grab the paper. I gave her paper. She's trying to nest. It's hard to say. Sometimes if you allow them to nest a little bit, it stops it, or slows it down. Sometimes it makes it worse. You never know. The main thing is get the right medication level in there and get them through the period, and eventually I'll be able to drop the medication level down again. But this is our Jasmine. Jasmine, if you'd like to help Jasmine, because she's using a lot of medicine right now. If you'd like to help Jasmine, I hear you out there, KK. Please join. He's not going to let me talk. Please join us on Patreon. That's Patreon/Chloe Sanctuary. Again, that's Patreon.com/ All right. Now you get the idea. All right. we'll end this video because they're all getting loud, and it's time for them to get their breakfast. So.
Science knowledge only adds to the excitement, the mystery, and the awe of a flower.
Evidence is evidence. It's public. Everybody can look at the evidence and assess it, and eventually, if there's enough evidence, come to the same conclusion.
The Chloe Sanctuary for Parrots and Cockatoos, a nonprofit charity dedicated to the empowerment of captive parrots and public awareness.